Hey there, friends. It's Bill McDonald, the Writing Doctor, and a lot of you asked me for some guidance on conclusions that go beyond just restating the prompt or the central idea. So, this actually comes from week 11 of my expository and editing detailed lesson plans. I made it so that you can just purchase week 11 if you like on Teachers Pay Teachers or my website, or you can buy the whole session of 14 weeks if you like it. This is the chunk of the different types of endings that you'll be practicing with this week's lesson plan. It says, think of the reader as the eater of the words in your essay. Some conclusions only repeat, restate, or summarize things that have already been written, which is like eating leftovers instead of dessert. Other essays are like a desert, where there is no ending at all. Effective conclusions are like dessert. Having at least one new detail idea is like giving the reader a little bite. A new sentence at the end is similar to giving him a slice, but a whole paragraph of new details is like giving the reader the whole cake to enjoy. The best endings are like shoelaces that tie the whole essay together. The prompt and the CIS, which would be central idea statement in fourth grade, controlling idea and sentence statement in seventh, and of course thesis or position in 10th, as well as reflect the heart and head of the writer, leaving the reader with a sense of closure. Use some of the ideas below to end your essays with a bang. Conclusions will have anywhere between 1 to 4 essays. So before I show you the summary of the week, I just wanted to show you a little bit of what it looks like. It says to give a copy to your students. What I've done first is given you an example of all 9 of those little circles using the prompt, as you can see here. Write about one celebration that you enjoy the most, and I chose the celebration of Christmas. So it says here are some sample endings using the activity page essay endings that take the cake for your prompt. Write about one celebration you enjoy. For the examples, I use Christmas as the central idea. Ending, when you restate or rephrase. That's why I enjoy celebrating Christmas so much. Nothing else compares to this amazing holiday. Restated because of the keywords celebration and enjoy. Rephrased, nothing else compares to amazing holiday. Emotions that you tell with higher vocabulary. I'm so excited that I can't wait until December comes around again next year. Show, I'm holding my breath as I wait the next 12 months for this season to come around again next year. So telling is just using higher vocabulary instead of happy. Showing is what do you do or say or think to show your excitement. Opinion. Christmas is the most beautiful opinion, festive opinion, celebration that exists or has ever been invented. A little bit of hyperbole there. Say, every night when I say my prayers, I whisper, thank you, God, for your son Jesus, whose birth we celebrate at this special time. So say would be words that come out of your mouth about your idea regarding the topic. Insight, how do you become smarter, or how does life change because of your idea? Because of this is the only time of year when my entire family comes together in one place, I will forever cherish Christmas and what it means to my loved ones and me. A thought or a reflection. We are never guaranteed tomorrow, so I will use this time of year to express my love and gratitude to my family. A lesson or moral that could take place. This special season has made me realize that we should show love and give to others all year round, not just on one day. A quote, a truism, a little saying, a word of wisdom. Christmas is a time for loving, giving, and sharing the best of who you are with everyone, even random strangers. Figurative language. I will be on cloud 9 waiting for next year. Idiom. Much like a dog seated at his front door for his owner to come home. simile. Who knows? Maybe I'll even see Santa while I am up there. Okay, um, up there on cloud nine. Get it? All right. So then, just wanted to show you how the week works. It's going to be based on the prompt. Write about one room that is very special to you, and explain why you enjoy it being there so much. And so I've divided week 11 into 5 days, different types of endings. On day 1, you're going to see conclusions with restating and rephrasing. I want you to notice that each example that I give first has an issue with sentence boundaries, with run-ons or fragments. Day 2 is conclusions with rephrasing and emotions. Day 3, opinions and what you might say. Day 4, with insight or change. Day 5, with thoughts and reflections. So let me just show you what day 1 looks like. I want you to see another way that I've modeled expository. If you like the hand that's in the binder, and basically you have your hook, your wow, your central or controlling idea, a reason why, and then what you do with that reason. You give an example, you explain different ways, you explode using high vocabulary and voice, you engage the reader by exploding, and then the ending is like the conclusion, the dessert. So we'll be talking about that just with day 1 today, and I wanted you to see how it kind of looks like. You get to see the whole essay, and I didn't go into great detail, but this day 1 is with restating and rephrasing. But in order for you to connect and tie the conclusion, you're going to want to know what the introduction and the body were. So I'm going to go over that briefly with you. The library is a room that I could probably live in forever if they let me put a bed in there. So the room they enjoy the most is the library. By the time I was in high school, I would be a genius with all the reading I could get done. So the central ideas first, and a little hook, attention getter. You would give an opinion that you might be a genius. The reason? My favorite books to read, or the example, are nonfiction books about people from the past who have made a difference in the world. So now we're going to tie why you like being in the library, because you can read nonfiction books. So let's, then you give an example, or you can use the W's to say why, but because we've already given the reason and we've given the example, then we can use what we call an anecdote to support. One time I was trying to find about one about someone who wanted everyone to be treated equally. It bothered me that some kids were mistreated in my classroom. The school librarian was there, so she told me about a special man named Luther King. I read the book and found out that he was willing to do whatever was needed to get equal rights for every person. If it wasn't for the library, the special room, I would have never found out about him and so many other special people in the world. So that little part there that's orange is a little anecdote, a little story that explains something that happened to support your reason and your example and your idea. So, an ending. It says, read the conclusion below and silently and softly to listen for the sentence boundary mistake with one run-on and one fragment. Sorry about the mistake there. Rewrite the paragraph correctly on the lines provided. And as you notice, I've left a lot of lines. So as soon as your students rewrite the one that's been given, a great idea would be to say, okay, now you can restate and rephrase a different way using that same introduction and body as your idea. The library is a great room to be able to read. I really enjoy learning about famous people like Martin Luther King. So you're kind of bringing back, you're tying in that you talked about the library, that you are able to read, and you can see the run on there, so the kids would have to fix that. When I grow up, it says period, so your kids would change that to a comma, because when you're only telling when you're adding to the verb. So when I grow up, comma, I hope to be able to make a difference in the world like he did. So tying in your idea, the library, the example you used, Martin Luther King, and then you even can rephrase in some way and talk about how you want to be like that person that you're reading about in that library. So the rest of the week, as you can see here on day 2, does the same thing. It's got a different room. If you zoom in here, I would love to wake up to the smell of breakfast in the morning, so you're going to know that that's the kitchen. Okay, and so each day gives you an entire essay, and the one that you would see on this one is rephrasing and emotions. So take a look at, sorry about that, I dropped my phone. Hope you all didn't get too dizzy there. Take a look at the link on Teachers Pay Teachers and my website. And this is $5 only if you just want 1 week's worth of lessons. And if you really like them, you can buy the entire week because there's a link there as well. Thanks and God bless.